Is it that obvious? Well, why else would I be here for a second watch? Even though it's a fantasy film, it's got a really cool ghost story vibe to it. That's why I love it. Just embrace the suspense. Don't worry too much about figuring out the truth behind the story. These aliens seem pretty interesting, huh? Wow, that's my proxy. You knew exactly what I was thinking. But seriously, a creature that can transform into anything at will? That's what I call the perfect partner for pranks. You've got a point. The last time I went out to play with some cats, the little guy threw a fit for ages once we got back. But if this creature could morph into his favorite apple, maybe we could mess with Kama too.
Wait, are these my memories? If so, how can I see myself in third person? That stirring stick that just popped out of my hand, it was like it had a life of its own. If this is a dream, it feels way too real. What are these aliens?
No need to rush. We're getting to the best part. Though a lot of people have been confused about this part of the plot. Don't tell me you're feeling a bit lost too. People online say the montage here is confusing, but if you ask me, that's exactly what makes this part brilliant. Everything's all mixed up, blurred together, like we're also part of the scene. The disorienting, hazy feeling. It's just like a ghost story. Isn't it exciting? Looks like you're really into it too. I thought maybe you'd be like everyone else, whining about how wishy-washy the movie's ending was. You know what makes thrillers so captivating? It's all about the feeling of suspense. If you look at it that way, suspense films and ghost stories boil down to the same thing. Once an urban legend gets cracked, it loses its charm, just like how a movie's not as fun to rewatch once you know the big plot twist. But movies that leave you hanging keep drawing people back to theaters, searching for answers. Stories like that are better than something you can figure out after seeing it once, right? I'm so happy you could watch my favorite movie with me today. Letting you join me in uncovering the truth behind Don't Touch and seeking out the traces of fantasy left on these images. It somehow feels like I've pulled you a little further into my world.
Disaster movies often dig into how fragile order is and put human nature to the test. Definitely something worth paying attention to. In a speculative work that depicts the twilight of a civilization, a tragic ending is all but inevitable. But being able to rationally dissect the root causes of the tragedy with you is, in itself, a valuable thought exercise. One with insights ahead of their era often meets not understanding first, but solitude. Indeed, it matters not whether one be flesh or forged steel. Once you've chosen someone, you follow them without reservation. Such loyalty itself may be enough to challenge the nihility.
Stop terrorizing us with poetic metaphors. Science needs data, not wild imaginations.
This isn't a gamble of probability, but a countdown that's already begun. We can't just turn a blind eye because it's beyond our understanding. When disaster strikes, let's hope those data models you're so proud of ring the alarm before my delusions do.
Apologies for letting you witness me in such an uncomposed state. Sacrifice. Seems like this is what she chose in the end. Her ultimate interpretation of loyalty. Such an ending. Even though I foresaw it rationally, emotionally it remains difficult to digest immediately. That said, this story still affirmed my belief that once you find something worth fighting for, it is worth protecting at any cost. Even if the ending leads to nihility, the journey to fight against emptiness holds the greatest meaning. Much like watching this film with you today, even knowing in advance it would be a tragedy. Being able to witness, contemplate, and resonate with you, this process itself has illuminated this moment. To face this known weight together with you and draw strength from it to move forward. Perhaps that is our smallest, most steadfast way to resist any form of nihility in the real world. Yes, it is a work that completely denies hope. But it also compels the viewer to contemplate the meaning of any effort in the face of absolute nihility. What struck me most in this movie wasn't the disaster itself, but how our protagonist, the scientist, chose to bear the weight of the world alone after her warnings to humanity went unheeded. And the loyalty displayed by her mechanical companion. Theirs was a friendship transcending all programmed parameters. To walk a path you know leads nowhere, and to see it through to the very end, that resolve alone is far beyond any measure of victory or defeat. Thank you for accompanying me to see this film. It carried much weight, but I found it to be a precious and profound warning. It has reinforced my conviction that protecting such ordinary moments of watching films together is a mission we cannot fail. In collective chaos, the light of reason shines as faintly as a firefly. But those who remain steadfast in their duty and loyalty until the very end, their stance itself was the strongest response to nihility. Thank you for sharing this profound moment with me.